Since our founding in 1989, Atlantic Technology has been in the business of designing high-performance sound systems for both music and home theater systems. Our emphasis has been, and continues to be, on making products that solve real-world performance issues, make things easier for the installer, and ultimately make things better for the end customer. With that in mind, we recently introduced a series of InWall speakers that take a very fresh approach to solving the problems of getting good sound from InWall speakers. This is our series of InWall closed box speakers, and they feature real MDF enclosures, not resonant chrome plastic or ringy aluminum, but real MDF enclosures made out of the same material that the best freestanding speakers are made out of. Because it's totally enclosed, we eliminate the variability of the wall cavity completely and provide a level of refinement and performance that has not been possible before in InWall speakers. But we've done something even better than that to assure that these products perform their best. There are two things that really make a difference with InWall speakers. One of which is that InWall speakers tend to be mounted above ear level in the home because that's where they're least visible. So speakers in the wall tend to be mounted high up. And that's a problem for sound because a typical two-way tweeter does not disperse the mid-range widely enough. So what we've engineered is what we call the low resonance tweeter, which reaches down farther into the mid-range and plays a wider portion of the spectrum of sound than an ordinary tweeter. It gives a much wider coverage so that seated listeners hear the sound very clearly even when the speaker is mounted well above ear level. In addition to that, we've eliminated the mechanical drawbacks and performance compromises introduced by the so-called pivoting tweeter. Another Atlantic exclusive is what we call the directional vector control, which electronically, through the crossover of the speaker, directs the sound either straight out from the speaker or angles it down at the listener. This is an exclusive product feature from Atlantic, and it really solves the problem, along with the low resonance tweeter, of getting good sound at the listening position from something that's mounted high up in the wall. Furthermore, these speakers mount as simply and easily as can be in standard dogleg frames that go into the wall, and the speakers slide in and mount in a familiar fashion, just screwing right to the frame in the normal fashion. Now, we've taken those design innovations and extended the family to our new speakers. This is the InWall Theater System 14 and the InWall Theater System 7. These are slightly less expensive versions of our renowned closed back models. They have open backs, in other words, no enclosure, but they still boast an MDF front baffle, which gives very solid footing to the drivers and allows them to launch their sound very cleanly into the room without their output being dissipated as panel vibration, which would be the case with a plastic baffle. So these retain the MDF baffle, and they also retain the low resonance tweeter for wide dispersion and the directional vector control for increased flexibility of direction of sound without the drawbacks of a pivoting tweeter. So our new products, the 14 and the 7, continue the tradition of innovation that Atlantic is famous for. They make things easier for the installer, they make things better for the end user, and in the end, everyone's happy. This is the System 8200E, the top-of-the-line Atlantic Technology home theater speaker system. THX Ultra 2 approved, their very highest certification. 8-inch three-way driver array, dome tweeter, GLH mid-range and woofer units, sand-fillable pedestal unit. Combined with one of our THX subwoofers, this system will deliver THX-certified quality theater and music sound unmatched by virtually anything else you're likely to hear. The model 6200E from Atlantic Technology is our second to the top of the line speaker, but even though it's our number 2, it outperforms virtually everybody else's number 1. It's a THX Ultra 2 certified home theater speaker system. This is the LR. It features a dual 6.5-inch woofer dome tweeter arrangement with the exact same driver array for matching tonality in the center channel speaker. Combine it with one of our THX certified subwoofers, and you have a system that, even though it's our number 2, is second to none. For those situations where 3 independent speakers or InWall speakers are just not appropriate and you need a sleek, slender, under-television speaker to fulfill your needs for theater sound, the FS-5000 is the perfect answer. This is a 3-in-1 LCR speaker with 3 completely independent speakers in one enclosure, extremely high power handling capability, and extremely high output for even the largest rooms, without any visual interruption into your decor or any cutting of the walls required. This is a very unique and perfect solution for so many situations, and it's one of our most outstanding products.